Oh, hello everybody. Yes, I see. Just open I can, get ready for the stream, eh? Oh dear. What are you up to? Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Arr. Hello, 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 hello. Good evening. Welcome. Hello, Andrew. How are you? Hope all is well with you and the fish lady. Oh, no, that's not much. It's just where I haven't bothered shaving, and there are still some non-white bits in my beard. Uh, um, yes. No visit from Mary this week because she's ill, so I didn't bother shaving. Uh, yeah, no need. Yeah. So, another week over, half-term week over. Howdy, New England. Have I got my head on upside down? You don't get to make that joke. I've still got a bit more hair left on the top than you. Not a lot, but some. Um, yeah, so this half-term week was all going very well until Thursday when Mary decided she was going to catch some kind of virus and get very ill. Hence, no visits today. So hopefully, fingers crossed, she's feeling a bit better and we'll be able to go to work tomorrow. Others of us don't have that choice. We're not ill. No, I'd rather go to work than have what she's had, so it works for the best. Um, especially now the grief, stress, and hassle is sorted at work. The source of it is no longer around. Yay! Um, we did stop short of having a party. Yes, so work. It's going to be a bit chaotic because we're obviously a staff member down, but I'd rather work a bit harder than have to deal with what we've been dealing with. Yeah, that's been the main source of excitement this week. Fish wise, not a lot occurring. More baby shellies. I actually got started on this week's water changes today, so the rack has all been done. Just in time, actually, because that filter had, well, jammed solid and was no longer filtering or pumping anything. Same with the one in that tank as well. So yeah, from Monday to Sunday, they managed to clag themselves up completely. And I don't just mean like the sponge was a bit gunky. I mean, they managed to gum up the impellers so the impellers weren't turning. Level of no pumpy, no filtery, hence why those suit tanks were a bit cloudy. One reason why those tanks have two filters in, because when one gums up, the other one's open. Evening, Sammy boy, don't you worry about that. You can teabag Mike, I won't get jealous. There's only so much teabagging one man can take. And yes, I've not been awake for long. Also, because I've just been on my own today, it's been a triple nap day. Done your morning tea bags already. Good, good, good. You've been teabagging, I've been water changing and napping. No, we each get our exercise different ways. Didn't do it last week, so I'm very sore. Oh dear. Well, sorry, but I'm not going to kiss it better for you. You brought it on yourself. I told you before, exercise is bad for you. If it starts hurting, it's time to stop. If you can. Yeah, I mean, if you're on a bike ride, you're like 30 mile away from home, then you kind of got to carry on riding till you get home. But, you know, this is why I take painkillers. Not just take them and then go for a ride just in case. I'll take some painkillers with me and anti-inflammatories. And a basic first aid set if I'm going more than about over 10 miles. If I'm going more than 60, I'll probably take all my camping gear as well. Howdy, Linkbot. Yeah, you don't get to be the fine figure of a man that Andrew is without with it exercise. Yeah, you need a defib. I need to stop every sort of 45 minutes for a drink and a munch and a ciggy, which works quite well. Because it gives the various parts that start to get sore a chance to desorify and then get a bit more comfortable and off you go again. Because I found in the past, if you don't stop regularly, not just for a cigarette, but for a drink and something to eat, yeah, you burn a lot of calories when you're cycling, and you do this thing they call bonk or hit the wall, which is where your body has basically run out of glucose to burn as energy and starts shutting down and trying to burn itself, which isn't very good and can take quite a while to get through. And like, eat and drink, eat and drink, eat and drink, and you're still kind of. And eventually, your body starts burning what you put into your stomach, and you can get up and carry on again. I actually found that very early on into my first longer ride. That one was supposed to be a 2-dayer, and that was 50 miles. So I thought that was going to take me 2 days, but it nearly did because after about 10 miles, I basically collapsed. The second long one was 60 miles, and I got a heat stroke 2/3 of the way through that one. Yeah, that would have been done a lot quicker if I hadn't. Well, it took me longer to do the 19 miles on tarmac to get home than it did to do the 35 miles to get to the point where I had the problem. I was absolutely fine until I got into Norwich. And I just overheated. But yeah, don't recommend exercise. Not just for exercise's sake. I mean, if you're going to do something and go somewhere or enjoy something along the way, then I get it. But I've never seen the point in things like going to the gym. And why go to a gym and spend like an hour sitting on an exercise bike when you can just get on a bike and be out in the fresh air, not surrounded by other people stinking of sweat, actually see interesting things and beautiful nature. Yeah. And plus, I've known people who are like, oh yeah, I use the exercise bike in the gym all the time. Yeah. I'll come with you on a ride. And they haven't because, you know, yeah, you know, basically they decide that they need a warm up or a bit of practice and get on their bike and try and actually ride in the real world. And they go, oh, this is a lot harder than I thought it was. Yeah, we've got things like wind and hills in the real world, not just varying resistance. And you actually got to balance and steer and stuff and brake and pay attention to your surroundings, change gears and all that stuff. Um, yeah, I just don't see the point in gyms unless you are working out for a reason, like you're a professional weightlifter or someone like that. Then yeah, but the rest of it, no, just get out and touch grass. You know? Go for a walk, go for a bike ride. Do you a lot more good. Plus, as you won't be around people who are carrying God knows what illnesses and diseases with them. Anyway, I have a rant about why I don't like exercise, why I'm the way I am. Actually, it's more down to diet than lack of exercise. The shadow you leave is not horrific anymore. Yeah, but I get it, and I'm not knocking you personally. Um, for me, if I just wanted to lose weight, I'd probably just cut down my portion sizes. That's what I have done. I lost 16 pounds since mid-November just by eating slightly less. In another month or two, I'll be getting back on the bike and doing longer rides. Merton Kerr, how do you do? All is well here, anyway, at least in this house, as well as it ever is, you know. I'm nuts, but such is life. Life would be boring if we were all completely sane. Imagine that. If everyone just liked the things that like the majority of people like or claim to like, imagine how dull life would be. I mean, the majority of people don't even have a hobby. Nobody cares about anybody's shadow. For some reason, I don't want mine looking like I'm going to get their foot amputated because of diabetes. Yeah, I get that. He says as he smokes cigarettes and drinks energy drinks. Um, yeah. So there are ways and means. The way what I'm saying is getting 14 teeth pulled. Oh dear! Ow! 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 Bad enough. Bad enough when I had one pulled. Oh, yeah, it was a wisdom tooth, and I had a crown put in right next to it. But my general history with dentists is falling asleep in the chair. And that's not because I've been given a really strong anesthetic or anything. It's just I get comfortable, laid back, and rest in 3 weeks. So at least they let you get the pain under control before they pull the rest of them out. So you know, you're in pain for 2 months rather than absolute agony for one, then you'll be able to have them pearly whites you've always wanted, because they'll be fake. Sorry. I say this as someone who really can't mock anyone's teeth. I'm a poster child for the meme about British people having bad teeth. I mean, we don't in general. It's just, I can't be bothered to go and pay a professional sadist to not do what needs to be done. Don't know how it is overseas, but my experience of going to a dentist is you go, yeah, I broke this tooth, yeah, pull it out. I know what I'll do is I'll fill it first. We'll fill it. We'll do. Oh, you got this other problem. No, that's not a problem. It doesn't cause me any pain, discomfort, or anything. You don't have to touch it. No, I don't need X-rays. Oh no, we have to X-ray. No, you don't. All I want is that tooth pulled out because it's broken in half and it's bloody painful. And then they give you the X-rays and they give you a filling, and then they tell you to come back in 6 months. Then when you don't go back in 6 months because you haven't got any other problems with your teeth, because nothing hurts anymore, you then get a letter saying you need to book your appointment because we're not seeing you for 6 months. You go, nah. Then the next time something goes wrong with your teeth and you phone them up, they go, oh, you're not on our books anymore. We had to remove you because you've not been in. What? I can go years and years without seeing my doctors, but they don't take me off the books. I can go years and years without seeing my optician. They don't take me off the books. And they still got my records on file. They know what my prescription for my lenses is, all that kind of stuff. Dentist? No, you've not been with us for more than 6 months because you're going to throw everything in the bin and pretend you don't exist. All right, and good luck finding another NHS dentist because there aren't enough. And they're all full. And they don't like taking NHS patients because they get paid less. Here's Johnny. And also, here's Mandy. Howdy, my dear. How art thou? Madame? Mwah. Yeah, dentist, professional masochist. Professional sadist, sorry. That's the one, yeah. Hey, number 8. How you doing? Yeah, professional sadists. And dental nurses. Yeah, they're basically the sub in the relationship, aren't they? It's like they're not going to, through work and get the qualifications to become a dentist. It's still pretty much the same wages you get paid for working in a shop. So, oh, you shaved your beard off, and I left mine. There you go. Bet you look 20 years younger. Had dental surgery on Monday, although still feel like I got punched in the face. Oh, bless you. Well, kissy better. And otherwise, you're pretty. Yes, we know that. It does seem to be that time of the year. Everyone seems to be going to the dentist. Look like a kid now. Yeah, next time you go to buy booze, you're going to get asked for ID. So when we're going back several years, but I had the big long goatee beard down to there, and hair and piercings and all sorts. Then I got the hair cut short and the beard shaved off, and I got a new pair of glasses and took the piercings out, and I went to work after a week off, and no bloody bugger recognised me. And then I went shopping and got ID'd for a 15 rated DVD. I was like, I'm 40. Got to love the Tylenol and ibuprofen, or paracetamol and ibuprofen as we'd get. Same thing, just different brand names. Yeah, but even then I wouldn't get them from a dentist. I'd just leave the dentist and go to any shop pretty much, or any store. Still feel the heartbeat in your face. Ow. Yeah, I mean, I had issues when that wisdom tooth, wasn't that one? Yeah, that's the one that I only just got the last bit of it out a couple of months back. Yeah, it broke and then gradually kept breaking bits off, and then ended up below the gum line with the root exposed. And it took a few months, but eventually the nerves died off. Hydro-5's for me, but I can't take it because of the meds I'm on. Oh, joy. Here, take these painkillers. I can't. Well, we'll give them to you anyway, and we'll charge you for them, even though you can't take them. Thanks. Yeah, I'll say like a pack of 16 paracetamol or ibuprofen is like 50 cents over here. So, yeah. And you can get them from petrol stations, supermarkets, any corner shop or newsagent. Pretty much anywhere that sells anything is likely to have paracetamol and ibuprofen. They might not have the off-brand ones. They might have the name-brand ones, which are exactly the same but cost 10 times more. Oh no, they're better. No, they're not. Yes, they are. They've got caffeine in them. Well, take them with coffee then. Got love insurance. One of my meds is $1,300 a month. Oh, I don't think I've ever paid that much in my life in total for my national insurance, which covers all my medical bills. Well, apart from dentists. Make increase me. I'm breaking the s'mores in half and eat a big meal first. I'm a lightweight. Oh. So I'm not a fan of medications that make you feel rough. So, here, take this, it will help. It makes me feel ill in a different way. Just give me something that works. Yeah, and then they get upset with you and you self-medicate with marijuana. Oh, that's bad. You're going to give me something that's very, very closely related to heroin, and you're complaining about me taking marijuana. Would that be because you and your friends don't make money out of it? Yes. Ooh, $3,300 a month. Ooh. That's the other good thing about the way the NHS works. If you've got something that is ongoing, that is not going to go away, not something where you get a prescription and it clears it up like a yeast infection or something. Don't know why that came to mind. So if you've got a long-term illness, all your medication is free. You don't even have to pay for a prescription for it. And the prescription is £9.50, whatever the drug is. Yeah, exactly. Chronic pain, another issue. Yeah, you'd get them for nothing in the UK. I would say they might not necessarily be there when you want them, but I think that's probably a thing with pharmacies worldwide. And that's more just a organising themselves thing, and like doctors sending the message through and whatever on time. It's not some. I mean, I think the longest I've ever had to wait for anything at a pharmacy is an hour, and that's because I'd literally come straight from the doctor's to the pharmacy, which is like a 10-minute walk. Oh, oh, see you later, Ricky. Enjoy your diplomat friends. Telling me you've blown off some weird Englishman to speak to them. I don't mean blown off in that way. I know what some of you are like. I'm not that way inclined. Oh, off to the doggo park. Well, give doggo plenty of fusses and head scritches from me. And that goes to anyone who's got doggos or kitties or bunnies or prairie dogs or whatever. Give them a fuss from me. Because I always like to say hello and make friends with new furry animals. Didn't meet any new ones this week. It was just regulars, but it's always good. Get a kitty or a doggo that just comes walking or running over to you because you're their friend and they want to give you a fuss. Evening, Kings of Queens and that world. How you doing? Hope all is well out there on the coast. And you'll notice I slipped the Norfolk accent in there. I've noticed lately it seems to be a thing that the later in the day it gets, the more Norfolk I turn. I think it's because subconsciously, while I've got energy and I'm awake and stuff, my brain subconsciously is going, no, don't sound Norfolk. Try and avoid it if you can. And then as I get more tired, I start using words like cust and rud and and huz. Yeah, I'm all right. In the back end of nowhere down here in Attleysburg. Yeah. No, we haven't had any weird tides lately, have we? No. It's something you have to think about in this county in particular, because we've had a lot of storms and rain coming through in the past week, and sometimes around these parts when you get a high tide, especially a spring high tide, you can get quite a lot of coastal flooding happening. When I say coastal, I mean up to about 12 miles inland. So, yeah, if you've not seen the Norfolk coast, yeah, it's. I mean, people joke about Norfolk being flat, but the coast is even flatter. Um, I'm in a hilly part of the county. Hey, when I cycle the Peddars Way and end up in home next to the sea, next door to Hunstanton, if you don't know where that is. Yeah, and I do a bit of video. Like, I made it. I'm dead, but I made it. Yeah, you'll see just how flat the beach is, just how far the tide goes out. Yeah. So most places, the tide will come in and go out 100, 200 feet, something like that. Up on the Wash on the Norfolk coast, yeah, you measure the tidal range in miles. Yeah, 100%. I'm not far from the sea. Yeah. Yes. It's not going to tell you what I almost hit send on. Oh, do tell, do tell. And if you don't want to put it publicly, you can message me. And then I'll read it after the stream and have a good laugh. Because if it's anything like some of the weird stuff I've been typing lately, I actually had to cut my thumbnails down because they were getting to the point I couldn't type on my phone anymore. I was having to put my thumb on the screen sideways. What's happening in Fish Room? Not a lot, to be honest. Which I'll take. I'll take that as a good thing. Oh, oh. You see, if you just said, "Hey, Kinky," I'd have thought you were talking to me. Or I'd have been looking to see if Marriott had turned up. Um, yeah, so, yeah, I've had a little bit of a move around of a few fisheries, but that's because the clicky boys have cleaned out all the snails in the tank they were in, so they've moved to the tank that did have the pelvic achromis. The pelvic achromis are now in the tank that they were in, and yeah. Then when the clicky boys clear that one out, yo-yo loaches, by the way, the clicky boys. So once they've desnailified that one, then the Shelly Dwellies will be going into there because it's a bigger tank. Hello, Debs, me darling. It's not that much bigger a tank in volume, 64 versus 57 litre, but it's got a lot more floor space, as it were. So they can spread out a bit and multiply a bit better. That's most of what this fish room is about, let's be honest. It's putting two fish into somewhere and making them into more fish, and then selling them. Oh, pardon me. But yeah, all the, I would say all the baby bristle noses, but when you look and there's one sat on the glass that's like 2.5, 3 inches long, yeah, they're not babies anymore. Same with the juvenile pelvic achromis that are in the bottom tank down there. The ones that are actually bigger than their parents now. Howdy, happy place. Yeah, we try and be a happy place around here. I mean, it's not a safe place. Evening, Magnum. Sorry, Jeff. How you doing? Hope all is well with you. Yep, Tom Selleck is in the room, complete with his Ferrari Testarossa from the 1980s. If we were close, he'd send me some longfin green dragons. I wouldn't say no. I definitely wouldn't say no to some longfin green dragons. It's one of the things that. Do you guys have flu seal? Flex seal. Yeah, well, we don't have it, but we know what it is. It's the tape with the guy who goes Flex seal, slap, and sticks it on the thing, and then the water stops leaking out. Yeah, we know what it is. We don't necessarily have it. We've probably got something, probably the same thing, just under a different name. Our version of that advert would be, "Hi, I'm Barry Scott." Bang, and the dirt is gone. Do not use it on a tank. Let me guess, it either can't take the pressure or it's toxic to fish. I'm guessing probably the adhesive or something is toxic, or it just doesn't actually work. Yes, I say, talking about broken tanks, I saw Tommy managed to accidentally break his 40 breeder, was it, that he got before he'd even got water into it? Yeah, bought a tank second hand, someone used it to seal it, it's a nightmare to get off. What's good at breaking down adhesives? WD-40, muck off. Oh, what's that stuff called? You probably can't get it in anyway. What is it called? We got a product that does sort of melt adhesives like that. Deli darling, how you doing? Elbow grease and a razor blade, yeah, that'll do it. Tons of blue and a lucky boo, cribbies and better. Ooh. Well, the happy cars will sell well. Cribbies, they sell well. Problem is, so many people accidentally breed them that shops tend to get overrun with them. But yeah, the blue Acara, I'd say both the happy Caras and betters, yeah, well, they'll always sell. Usually about every 3 months. That seems to be about as long as most people can keep them alive for. Yeah, so what? Ooh, Jeff's got some albino cribbies, very cool. Like, had to go to the service station. Coffee got home, made coffee, milk was off. Got black coffee. Yuck. I want some of Jeff's wild type betters. Cribs have been selling like crazy. Yeah, I'd say they do. Especially if you can get them in a tank and they're happy, because then they colour up. A lot of stores, shops, the cribs don't look too happy. They're all kind of washed out and pale. But yeah, if people see them coloured up, they want them. Yes. We all want a pistos as well, Adele. I definitely need more. Yeah, I definitely need a pair of pistos. Life's just not right without an Pisto in it. I do miss Mr. Pisto. I mean, he might have been somewhat deformed and strange looking, but bless him, he was a lovely fish. He was absolutely gorgeous. He was a Cacatoides quad red, because literally every one of his fins was red. But because he had the mouth deformity, Missy Pisto didn't want to do breedies with him. Wonderful care of a bubby better. Koi half moon placat better, also bicolor half moon placat. Oh, cool. Oh, Corey went. Oh, that's never good. Quad reds, yes. Absolutely stunning fish, aren't they, Jeff? Let me see, I had them at Master. I had them, and they're absolutely gorgeous. But back when I had them, I didn't have any soft water tanks, so they really didn't last very long. And then they were bloody expensive. Well, for me, they were bloody expensive. I think they were £45 for the pair, and yeah, they literally lasted like 3 weeks in my water, and then they both went. Well, at least they lasted longer than the electric blue rams or the killifish. Mind you, the reason the killifish bit the bucket wasn't because of the water, that was because they decided to jump in the filter and get minced. I mean, they didn't jump out of the tank, they just somehow managed to get into the filter. And yeah, got minced by the impeller. I think that's just a failure in the design of that particular filter, though, because I regularly hear the noise coming out of it, which is usually a snail getting minced. Ooh, just get some Unimaculatas. Lovely. Yeah, so my main concentration at the moment is, I say concentration is when I remember, trying to get them Dan Nanakara and Nomala to, they breed every 4 weeks. And they get wrigglers, and then Missy Cara moves the wrigglers, and then they'll disappear. So next time I spot the eggs, that's why that tank down there is up and running now. It has shrimpies in it, and the pH is getting matched with the Nanakara tank, because then when I see eggs, I will literally just move the flower pot into there. Because there ain't nothing in there that'll eat them. There's some cherry shrimp and some trumpet snails. So yeah, what I feed the cherry shrimp, I say cherry shrimp, they're not cherry, they're mostly wild type, with a few blues and blacks thrown in. Had 2 baby bristlenoses make it in my canister. Found them when I was cleaning it out, and they were 2 inches long. Yeah, that's bristlenoses for you. Getting a bunch of juvies. Hope you get some pairs. Well, fingers crossed for you, Jeff. And hopefully once you've got the pairs, you get the breedy breedies and the bubba bubbas, and then the selly sellies, which is, end of the day. We can clean and empty. Oh, well, those are, I did water change a fry rack earlier, but they're definitely not empty. There's several hundred bristlenoses in them debs. We're just hiding at the moment. And that there is about a 2.5-inch bristlenose. Swimming around there. That's some Limia. I bet if I still want Nanakara. Everyone wants Nanakara. That's why I want to breed them so bloody desperately. Because I know they will sell. Literally, the only time in, how long have I been keeping fish now? 5 or 6 years? 6 years? Maybe 7? Yeah, got to be something like that. Yeah, 6 years. And I've literally seen Nanakara Anomala for sale once in a shop. And I bought them. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I can sell them if I breed them. And the adults are actually fine in my water. It's just the eggs don't do well. They go very calcified very quickly, which is why I had to have a soft water tank, and also they won't breed in hard water. So there's probably areas of the country that have got soft water where Nanocara are very popular, just not around here. So if I can make more, then yay. Hey, evening fish room, how you doing? Yeah, so if I can get them breeding and get it figured out and get the fry to actually survive, then I will. Yeah, I think I'll do quite well out of those, because as no one else is selling them, I'll be able to charge a decent amount for them. Good job of putting the third hay, because if people put two hays, I always think, hey, hey, we're the monkeys. People say we monkey around. Discus. Ooh, you've got the silly saucer fish, or the sandwich filling fish. So if you look at a discus, they're the perfect size and shape to go in a sandwich. Angelfish are designed to go on cream crackers. That's my theory anyway, and I'm sticking to it. Tangican tank. A tangy tank. Oh, that sounds iffy, doesn't it? I think the closest I got to that is the Shelleys. I mean, the Shelleys are doing great and they're breeding a lot, but that's more of an exercise in how many different kinds of algae can I grow in one tank. We've got diatom algae, we've got green algae, we've got scaly stuff, we've got brown stuff, white stuff. More and more different kinds of algae growing in there, probably than fish. Let's chuck some food in there. Then we'll grab the camera and it's because there's no plants in there. That's why it is. They don't have any plants in the tank because they pull them all up or destroy them. So you get the algae instead. But I don't mind a bit of algae floating about. It doesn't look very nice. It kind of does, actually. It's life. It's something growing in the tank. Just because you didn't put it there, it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. So, I mean, yeah. Forgive the state of the glass, but we've got the brown and white on the back. We've got scaly, thick stuff on that side on the back there. Brown there, brown down the front, and yeah. No, it's not snowing. That is just fry food. And if I angle down a bit, you might actually see the fry. Yeah, over that side. No, they're in the middle again today. But yeah, it's just Shelly Mageddon. They all suddenly realise it's all tangies aren't Shelleys, but are all Shelleys tangies? I think so. All but one. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember which one it was. I know the Maltese, the Simmies, the Ockies are all tangs. I can't remember which one it is that isn't. A Malawi. There's not a huge difference between the two lakes, really. Yeah, very hard water rift lakes, so the wildlife tends to be fairly similar. They all probably share the same common ancestor anyway. yeah, it's just the thing of when I move into the larger tank, do I maybe stick a couple of Brichardi in there as well? Or is there another relatively small Tanganyikan cichlid that I could put in with them that inhabits the upper areas of the water, that isn't going to just eat all the shelly fry, or the shellies aren't going to eat all their fry? All African, just not necessarily Tanganyika. No. I don't even think the riff. I don't even think the lakes. I mean, no, the lakes aren't all in the same country, are they? Lake Malawi is in Malawi. Lake Tanganyika is in Tanganyika. I don't know where Lake Victoria is. Not off the top of my head, anyway. Yeah, and that wasn't named after the country. That was named after the Queen, who only had one wrinkle, and she was sitting on it. Pseudotropheus lanisticola. Or is that Ian? Yeah, Malawi shelly, yes. Don't think there are any Victorian shellies. And they'd have to cover their ankles up. Sorry. So you do see the Victorians less than you see the Malawis and the Tangs. Now you got the Victorian ankles joke. Yeah, I don't know. Still kind of umming and ahhing about the fairies or the Bichardis, whichever you want to call them. It's the same thing. There's a bit more depth in the 64. Do they have fancy hairdos also? And a posh accent? We are not amused. Evening, Mark. How are you? Hope all is well. Happy birthday to Lady Stilson, the Marquesa. More colourful. 2.7 inch, or what's that? 6.5 centimetres. So yeah, a little bit bigger than a simi or a multi, but not a huge amount bigger. Basically crib sized. Yeah, so I'm just wondering whether I could get away with Brichardi and Similis both breeding in a 17-gallon tank. Now, I know most people will say, oh no, you can't do that in less than a insert tank size here, but come on, if you've been here any length of time, you know what Sharpe's like. You can't keep up with or nose in less than 20 gallons, and then you have to have an FX6 because it creates so much waste. I breed them in a 15-gallon with other fish on the standard filter that came with the tank and don't have any problems. You cannot do that. Someone else I saw said you can't do that. Have you done this yourself? Do you have experience? Someone said you can't. Yeah. The ocellatus. Me typing like that. Was on the 16th. Well, you know, better late than never. Yeah, the ocellatus are very pretty. They are a bit more aggressive and snotty. Cinnamon in 10 gallons. Yeah, they're not even 10 gallon. Yeah, I did actually once do that to someone. They were spouting off about how bristle noses have to be in at least 20 gallon and then you can only have one. This was a thing on Reddit. So I just sent a picture of one of these tanks with 150 super red bristle noses munching. I nearly had a heart attack. Delulu! How you doing, Mal? Thought Elton John made a piano appearance. Haha. Now, I can't quite get the octave stretch. My hands aren't quite big enough for the octaves, so I can't play piano, not properly anyway. I can play it, just some of those trickier chords I can't reach. You should definitely start a clothing line. Call it malware. Yes, that one did just come to me. I haven't been sitting on that one for a while, waiting for a chance to use it. Oh dear, that was a bad joke, wasn't it? See, sometimes these things pop into my head and they're actually kind of useful or amusing. Well, that's just Mal's videos, is Mal content. And Andrew's back. What you been eating, Andrew? Malpractice. There you go, you see? Malpractice makes perfect. So all these video titles we're coming up with you. Now you just got to figure out the video to go with the title. Hey, hey! Yeah, I know I've not got biceps. How you doing, Big Tank Hank? Eric, how you getting on, my friend? Hope all is well with you. Malicious. Oh, no offence, Mel, but I don't want to see your OnlyFans, mate. Mandy's on the other hand. Oh yeah, that's what you call them, Maltesers. Yeah, that when you do a short that's like a preview for the next video, it's a Malteser or a Malteser being the. Oh, there he is. There's that sexy beast of a man, Tommy. How you doing, you redneck? Maleficent. Yeah, sorry to see about that 40 gallon, was it? That sucks. But as I said in the comment, upside, you now get to make a video about how to repair a tank. I know, you got to see a silver lining somewhere. Oh dear, this one's going to run and run. Mal's got the post-it notes and the pen ready. He's just sitting there going, furiously scribbling down all the titles. Just rednecking some tank stands together and setting them back up. Good, good, good. Redneck away, my friend. Don't forget to yeehaw every so often. Moving 4 medium-sized tanks today. So if you're calling them medium size, I'm going to guess 4 large tanks. Yeah, it should be a bit of an expensive. We all want to be malnourished. Oh dear. I'll keep telling women and ladies, women, girls, till I'm blue in the face. Us men like the squidgy bits. Don't believe what the adverts and Hollywood tells you. The normal everyday man likes the soft squidgy bits. Right? Bigger the squidgy bits, generally the better. I mean, There are upper size limits as well. When you look at what the heck am I supposed to do with all that? How aligned. Oh dear, what have I started? 40, 37, 220 longs. Yeah, I'll let you call them medium size. Yeah. Yeah, Mark's agreeing with me there. Yeah, just because fashion designers and movie directors like their women to look like young girls or boys doesn't mean the rest of us do. Message about squidgy bits redacted. Redacted, whichever way you want to pronounce it. Oh, Andrew's off to grab some more cake. That or Donna's found a spider. Yeah, when you start getting more than about a third of the way through the alphabet, that's too much. Pork piler, exactly. Yes, women have curves and meat on their bones, yes. None of us want to be able to play your rib cage like a musical instrument. A xylophone, that's the one. Forgot the name for it. Yeah, we don't want to be able to get the two little hammers out and play your rib cage like a xylophone. Bony, sticky, outy bits are not fun to snuggle. No, and that might be slightly different for a woman. There might be a bony, sticky outy bit you like to snuggle. But yeah, in general, also the skinnier you are, the more the tattoos hurt. Exactly. And when it gets cold, if you're skinny, you don't store heat very well. This is why I struggle in the heat and I do perfectly fine in the cold. Well, I get so many weird looks when I'm walking around town in my shorts and t-shirt and everyone else is dressed like they're going on an Arctic expedition. And the thing is, they drove their car there. And they're literally going to be outside for about a minute, 2 minutes at most, before they're into a shop that's heated. But they still have to put the coat, the gloves, the scarf, the hat, the ear warmers, everything on. Like, seriously, you're outside for like a minute. You're not going to get cold. Just because the air feels cold on your skin, it doesn't mean you're cold. When you get to that point where you can't warm up without having to get in like a really hot bath, then you're cold. I say this as someone who's sat there fishing in the depths of winter with 3 inches of ice on the water. Yeah, after like 6 or 7 hours of just sitting there watching a float not move, and very occasionally reeling it back in, checking there's bait on the hook, putting new bait on, casting it back out again, and then just sitting there watching. That's cold. It just seeps in and gets into your bones. It takes forever to warm up after that. One reason why I stopped fishing in the winter and then I stopped fishing in the summer because I got sick of being too hot and getting sunburn. And the other times of the year, it's usually raining or windy, and it's not much fun fishing then either. So that's kind of why I stopped fishing. Also, it just took a lot sorting things out. Yeah, and it was getting expensive as well. day tickets went up to like, I think, yeah, it was when the day ticket went up to a tenner that I stopped going. Andrew's getting ready for his holiday in his Turkish bath. So he's practicing eating Turkish delight then. That's what it is. And baklavas and all those kind of things. You know, he'll get there. He'll get the turkey, and the first thing he'll be looking for is somewhere that does a full English. For breakfast, that is. Or a chip shop, or somewhere like that. And given it's a Muslim country, ain't gonna be finding pork pies. Oh, the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, or in a Yorkshire accent, Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe. What's Turkish for pork pie? Die heathen. Unclean, burn it. I'd make the same jokes about Christians, so I'm not being racist. So, yeah. Well, actually, as I'm not a Christian, that would still be religionist, wouldn't it? Damn it, I'm going to have to make a joke about non-religion. Knock, knock. Who's there? God. Never heard of him. Yeah, proper Turkish delight is delicious. Absolutely awesome stuff. The one we get as a candy bar or chocolate bar, Fry's Turkish Delight. Oh, that's not good. It bears no resemblance to actual Turkish Delight. How about them dirty, stinking pagans? Very hard to get pork products in Turkey. Exactly. You wouldn't get full English because you're not going to get bacon or sausages, are you? It'd be egg, beans, and mushrooms with a bit of toast. That'll probably be a flatbread. Egg, beans, and mushrooms on it. Flatbread. That sounds like a particularly bad pizza, doesn't it? Pagan people against normal godness and normal. Yes, the icing dusted stuff. Yes, that's the stuff, the proper good stuff. Beef with no, it's not bacon if it don't come from a pig. Thinly sliced beef, aka beef bacon, I can just about manage, but turkey's just inedible at the best of the times. Oh yeah, it'll be. No, it won't be a very experienced older lady. It'll be a large man with a moustache. And there are so many Mustafa jokes that I'm not going to go there. Yeah, just don't ask for the happy ending. Yeah, I mean, I know Mark went to Turkey. Not sure it's a place I'd kind of want to go. And obviously, there's some awesome history around there. With I'm not just the Dardanelles and Gallipoli and the Ottoman Empire, that kind of stuff, but yeah, bit too warm for me, I think. Also a bit too prone to earthquakes. Yeah. Yeah, so there's a lot of very cool places to go around the Mediterranean with a lot of history. Places that make the UK or Britain seem like a baby country. Um, but yeah, the weather's just horrific. That's why you won't get me there. I'd be more likely to visit Portlock, Alaska, and see what all the hoo-ha is about all the stories I keep hearing about that place. Ghost town that was apparently abandoned because of the hairy man that lives in the woods. In reality, it was probably abandoned because it's at the end of the Kenai Peninsula in the butt end of nowhere, and getting anything there or out was a real pain in the butt. Um, and also grizzly bears. Yeah. I'm far more likely to visit somewhere cold and wet than somewhere hot and dry, let's put it that way. Warm and moist, I'm okay with. Hot and dry, nah. Oh, what was it? And I did discover the three words that if you put them together in a sentence, nobody likes. Is there three words that individually most people don't like? You can put them together, and it just conjures up images you don't want to know about. And the first one of those is moist. And stay listening, and we'll get to the other ones later if someone reminds me, because I'll forget. Um, yeah. Here's a sentence I actually said at work this week. No, it's not gussets. It's worse than gussets. Moist gussets are a good thing. Because a gusset is also it's basically a joint, isn't it? So aeroplanes have gusseted joints. Bikes have gusseted joints. Yeah, gusseted joint. That doesn't sound like something you want to smoke, does it? What are you smoking? It smells like tuna. Oh, that's grim. Oh dear. I'm making myself feel grim now. You're kind of in the right region though, Mal. The second word would be rectal. So we have moist and rectal in a sentence, and one more word that made basically everyone at work gag. Ooh, I'm out of ciggy filters. Back in the moo. Bar Sharpies, the bar. Yeah, I don't have a bar. There's that line that people don't cross. Most people can see the line because we're getting a bit close to the line here. I'm like, Helga, bring me my Gestapo strength binoculars. Yes, that's an old hello, hello gag. Oh, and I've got to make sure I don't show the box because that could be tobacco advertising. Oh, pardon me. Because while the tobacco isn't allowed to have any kind of branding or anything on it, all the bits to do with it, yeah, absolutely fine. You can have all the branding you like. And yes, before everyone does this here, the third word is seepage. Moist rectal seepage. And now Mandy has probably gone to vomit. Tommy is probably cracking up. Smoking is a wealth hazard. And it certainly is the amount that keep putting the bloody price of it up. I've been smoking long enough that I'm used to the price of a pouch of tobacco going up. When every time we have a budget, the price of tobacco goes up. I'm used to it being like 10p, maybe 20p, yeah, whatever. Yeah, last time it went up £2 a pouch. Like, what? I'm like, hang on, 2 years ago I was paying like 14 quid for a pouch, and now you want 18.5 quid? Huh? For the same product? And yeah, that's pure tax. That's all that is. Oh no, we've been trying to get people to stop smoking, but they won't. So we'll have to keep putting the tax up on it to make people stop, and then we'll make it more and more harder for people. No, go away. Let us live our lives. Bring the same laws in around alcohol that you do around tobacco, and let's see how many people get voted into power. And if they're making tobacco illegal, essentially, there is illegal tobacco in the UK, but I'm a good boy and I buy the proper stuff. Because in the past I've bought the illegal tobacco. Someone's gone over to France and they come back with the boot of their car literally full of cigarettes and tobacco, which has been clamped down on in recent years. The people are getting it taken away from them because it's supposed to be for personal use. And they're coming back with 20,000 ciggies and a couple of kilos of tobacco. It's like, no, that's not personal. Yeah, it's kind of one thing if you get it off of a mate that has just been over and got it. But I've bought it in the past from slightly less ethical people, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't actually tobacco that I was smoking. I'm pretty sure it was dried camel dung. See you later, Arnold. Have a good one. Say hello to the fishies for me. Bonsoir. Abianto and all the other ones. Yeah. Yeah, that's how we do get the black market tobacco, but I generally don't bother because, yeah, it's cheaper, but I'm not going to buy 5 or 6 pouches just to save a bit of money, and then you don't know when you're going to get hold of some more, and yeah, just go to the shop and buy it. It's easier. I just cut back in other ways. Oh, baccy's gone up. Okay, I'll just buy less food instead, or I'll switch to a cheaper brand of something else. I think we're due a pay rise soon anyway, so that might cancel some of it out. Yeah, either April or there might be one coming beforehand. So we might get 2 pay rises again this year, which would be good. And Arnold's probably going to get something to eat, I reckon, or feed some fish, or do a water change, or have a bath. I don't know, he's just gone for a dump. I don't miss the days. Not that I had to do the Zoom meetings, but the Zoom meetings and the Google Hangouts. So yeah, as fun as they are, and as enjoyable as having a work well with the scale modelling, because you get a bunch of guys all in their man cave modelling away, having a bit of banter and a laugh. All good fun. It wouldn't really translate well to a lot of other hobbies. But yeah, I don't miss people not turning their microphone off when they're like having a conversation or shouting at the kids or going to the toilet and taking the flipping camera with them and the microphone. Last thing you want to hear is someone else going to the loo. All the people that start airbrushing and don't mute their microphone, that was annoying as well. But if you're going to do something noisy, turn your microphone off. We don't want to all just be drowned out by the sound of that. Or as in Tim's case, who was here last week, if you're going to fall asleep, turn your microphone off first. Also, tell your missus that you're in a Google Hangout so she doesn't come wandering past in her underwear. Hi, Trish. Yeah, don't take your microphone with you to the bathroom. Hello, Pam. How are you, my darling? Mwah. Hope all is well with you. The weather is not too unreasonable your way. Up in the sky, looking down on the clouds. Actually, if you think of it like that, yeah, Pam's a deity. Up there on Mount Olympus, looking down on all us mere mortals, sending punishments. Now, given the weather around here lately, we could have done with Noah. Need someone to build a bloody ark, that's for sure. The amount of rain we've had lately. Actually managed to open the door and go outside. Wow. I know I laugh, but yeah. Shut up, tractor. Stuck inside for 2 weeks. Ow. The door was frozen shut. Ooh. I'm guessing the seal, yeah, that's going to be a pig to melt the ice from the inside. At least in a safe way, it's not going to set fire to the door and the door frame. Or leave you with hot water all over the floor, which will then freeze again. And yeah, I can't see you clambering out of the window either. That's probably what I'd do, because I generally have enough food, drink, and baccy for maybe 3 or 4 days in the house. Which was when I knew I was going to get COVID. Because, yeah, having spent Sunday with Mary, and then she started feeling a bit rough, and then she took a test on Monday and went, I've got COVID. I was like, oh, that means I'm going to get it as well then. That gave me a couple of days to get ready, because we were still having to do it was a 7-day quarantine back then you were supposed to do if you'd got it. So yeah, I basically spent the next 2 days just thankfully I was out of work at the time, so it weren't a problem that way. But yeah, I basically just spent the next 2 days stocking up on enough stuff to get me through a week. And I was like, oh. Because I've got like 3-4 packs of energy drink. What did I get? I think it was 8 or 9 bottles of Coke, 3 pouches of baccy. and all sorts of foods and painkillers and anti-inflammatories and God knows what else. And then I only felt rough for about 2 days. Weren't really ill. I felt a bit rough for a few days is all really. It was so the actual having it wasn't really an issue. It was just the after effects. And we are starting to see the long-term after effects of it now. I've heard of, I says at least 3 people I know who now have long-term lung damage. Didn't realise because got plenty enough lung capacity to do what I normally do. But then next time they got a bad cold or whatever, it wiped them out big time because their respiratory system could not cope. So we're going to be seeing those after effects for quite a few years, I think. So 3 to 4 weeks or months on hand. Hell no. I ain't got enough room for that much food and drink. Yeah, we generally don't get that over here. I mean, we'll get the panic buys if it snows. But, that'll be like a day, maybe 2 days at most. And, they kind of make sure that the supermarkets are open. Usually because a lot of the people who work there live very locally, so they can walk. COVID was a bit of a pig, but during lockdown I worked in a shop that sold food, so it wasn't really an issue. Because we'd get delivery in and I'd hide away what I needed first before I put delivery out. Yeah. Because, you've got to have at least one perk to the job. The diseased people coming in and out all day, breathing and coughing everywhere, and go away. So, that was the one upside of that job, really. And then COVID lockdowns finished, and it was like there were no upsides to that job. Different shift pattern basically every week. Well, different days every week anyway. Up to Saturday. Saturday was always the same. Saturday was always 10 to 2 in the morning, then 6 till 11 at night. Oh, Ricky's back. Welcome back. Have you sorted out the Raj? So we tend not to have prepping isn't really a thing over here. Most people don't have enough space to be a prepper or build a bunker or anything like that, or enough spare funds to just buy that much stuff you don't need. So if we get snow, might be a couple of days where you might not be able to get out, but that's it. And if not, if you don't want to go out in it, well, you just order your groceries delivered to home. It's quite simple. Yes, all our major well, not all the major supermarkets, but like Tesco's, Sainsbury's, Waitrose, probably a couple of others as well. Morrison's all do home delivery and it's free. So prepping in an Anderson shelter, yeah, exactly. A bit of corrugated tin half buried in the back garden with some vegetables grown on the roof. Yeah. Thankfully, there aren't too many of them around anymore. I did once live in a house that did have one at the end of the garden. Pardon me. And it was just used as a dumping ground for stuff. Usually because it was half flooded most of the time. And I didn't stayed there for summer holidays, so like 6 weeks. The house the land was a World War II air base somewhere in Suffolk. I can't remember where. So they had they had some of the big old concrete above ground bunkers on the property. It was a farm. So yes, lots of fun times exploring them. Started travelling again. The doctor's giving me the clearance. I had a meeting about security protocols and stuff. Security protocols. Yeah. Such different circles we move in. I'd be more worried about, will they give me a visa? Will they even give me a passport? Can I afford to go abroad, travel somewhere? Do I even want to travel somewhere? Who can I get to look after the fish while I'm away? All these kind of questions. I mean, literally the furthest away from home I pretty much ever go is like, well, it's going to be this year, it's going to be like 50 miles away from home. Because I know. It's because you're an important person. I'm not. I'm a liability of the country because I know stuff. Plus, I'm a drunk. Yeah, you might get a bit drunk and accidentally let something slip about the defence plans or something like that. Yeah, yeah. India doesn't want to get invaded again. We know what happened the last time. Yeah, sorry about that. I think that's why English people say sorry so often. Is it's just so much we've got to say sorry for. And I forget. I mean, I forget how many it is, but there are a lot of countries that celebrate an Independence Day from the UK or England, to be more precise. Um, as I've been asked more than once, wait, you guys don't celebrate Independence Day? It's like, people celebrate Independence Day from us. The last time we got invaded and conquered was 938 years ago. Battle of Hastings, 1066. Guillaume le Bâtard, or William the Conqueror, as he's often known, because they don't like teaching kids swear words. And that, ladies and gents, is why there's a lot of French in the English language. Because after those pesky Normans invaded and took over, they introduced a lot of their stuff. And I know there's plenty of videos on YouTube about English and American English and the words that are from other languages that we use on a daily basis. Well, maybe not daily basis, but like déjà vu, French. Entrepreneur, French. Schadenfreude, German. And there's a bunch of others as well, probably. Oh, I'm getting pinged at for some reason. Should you see why I'm getting pinged at? Because that wasn't a normal ping sound. That was. What are we getting pinged at for? Why are you going bleepy bleepy? Now go away. No, we want that one. How am I shout? You press the right button. That might help. Ah. That'd be Tommy telling me about his redneck tank stand. If it's got any colour on it, you know that's a bit too much colour for me. I mean, just look at everything behind. It's either black or white, and look at what I wear. I don't do bright colours. I mean, in winter, black is warmer, and in summer, well, bright colours are cooler, but they also attract all the little bugs and insects like crazy. So got all the colours on it. I shall look at it in a bit. Actually, I know artistically you've got the chops. I challenge you to this one. A tie-dyed tank stand. That would be the ultimate hippie. Well, heck, if someone could breed a tie-dye better, that would be amazing. I mean, just the patterning, not actually tie its fins up and dye them. You know, that'd be cruel, obviously. Almost tie-dyed. Yeah, I'm more tie fighter than tie-dye. Is there one somewhere? There should be a model one somewhere. I think it's up in the man cave. Yeah. Tie-dye. Tie-dye. You know, the used to be like t-shirts. Now they have like the sort of round patterny things on them. Basically, when someone gets a t-shirt, you tie a knot in it, or tie several knots in it, and then you like dunk it in different coloured dyes. And then when you untie the knots, the dye hasn't got in all the way, so you get lots of cool different patterns all over the t-shirt. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, far out, man. Yeah, now I've said it, you know someone's going to try and breed the bloody thing. Yeah, exactly. As I say, you mention it, someone will try and do it. I mean, it would look cool as a patterning if you could breed it in naturally. Let's just hope no Chinese are listening, because they will probably try and tie-dye it better. It's just my brain doing weird things, Ricky, you know. It doesn't need alcohol or drugs for my brain to do weird things anymore. It's just kind of the default setting, really. Tattoo ink injected better. Yeah, well, that already gets done, doesn't it? So, well, probably. Can't just be the goldfish they do it to. Yeah, tattooing blood parrots. Yeah, it's because they're fairly chunky fish, so they're easy to grab hold of and big enough to tattoo. All of which are illegal in the UK and Europe, and probably most other countries as well. Tie-dye glow better. Oh no, no, tie-dye glow. Oh dear. My eyes are hurting just thinking about it. Oh, this was a flower in a flower pot. Yeah, yeah. I can imagine. I mean, a blood parrot is one of the fish I have thought about getting because it'd work okay in that tank. When Bert and Ernie are no more, obviously, I might get a blood parrot because they're cool. Um, and they're fairly derpy and get on well with everything. They can't really attack or eat anything. So, yellow fish flowers, a red, green leaf. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I can just imagine it. Then the fish grows and the scales grow with it, and then the tattoo looks really, really bad. Although I'm guessing those fish probably don't live too long. Um, you got to kind of think the people who buy fish like that aren't the kind of people who are going to be able to keep them alive for years. They probably just stick them in a glass bowl with the lucky bamboo in it and throw a few flakes in there once a week. And when the water goes green, they just pour the water away and fill it up out the tap and put the fish back in. Yeah, but you know how to look after fish. That's the difference. It's why I was joking, only semi-joking earlier when I said that most people can only keep betters alive for 3 months. It's because they don't know how to look after fish for the long term. Usually, they get one. Oh, isn't it wonderful? Isn't it lovely? Oh, yeah, yeah. Then it doesn't really do much other than look pretty, and then they get bored of it, and then they stop taking proper care of it and doing. They think their little 35-gallon or 35 litre tank is a real pain in the hole to take care of. Oh, God, all these water changes. And, there's algae. Yeah, turn the bloody blue light off at night. Oh, but it's just so much hard work to look after this one small tank. Yeah, exactly. You had a tank that was looking after itself. It had an ecosystem. It had life, not just a better and a clown puke gravel and a plastic plant and a SpongeBob pineapple house. Um, might try to go live with Berto tonight. Show you all my crazy 80s puke coloured fish shed now. Hey, you do you. You like bright colours? Go for it. I mean, I'd probably need to wear shades to go in there. Um, it's one reason I've not done marine is because I cannot abide actinic blue lights. Also, one reason why I wouldn't go to an aquashella. It's too loud and too bright. Um, I like dim and dingy. Want to recreate my first tank, but those porcelain castles aren't available yet. They are. You can still get them in the UK. Yeah, I know the castles you mean. Yeah, they're still available. I mean, they're resin now rather than porcelain, but yeah, you can still get them. They can do like different sections, so have like the main castle part and some walls, and then some towers. You can like have an entire big castle in the tank. They do really bad sunken aircraft carriers and planes and stuff as well for some reason. Quite why anyone would want a really badly modelled crashed F4 Phantom. No, not Phantom. Corsair or Hellcat, Wildcat in the tank. I have no idea. I mean, you know that's what it's supposed to be because of the general shape and the colour. But I've not, you couldn't tell what type of, what model of plane it was. You know, stone walls and the green shingle roof. Now, I think you can still get those. Yeah, the old P-51 Mustang, yes. Yeah. Or an AT-AT or a TIE Fighter or an X-Wing or I'm looking at all these things and going, why would anyone even want that in a fish tank? It looks ugly out of a tank, let alone in a tank. Once it's covered in algae and the bristlenoses have eaten all the paint off of it. Shooting down the fish. Yeah. Yeah, it's just. I mean, you also get the tank decorations. I say, Debs and Andy will know. Yeah, we get the ones and they look really. Yeah, they've got like fake algae growing on them. You know, like flock. Why? That would be like a little watermill or something that's supposed to go in the tank, and then it's got like a garden with like fake grass and stuff on it. You know, why? The peeing boy and the scuba diver, yeah, and the treasure chest that opens up when it gets enough air in it goes, blah, blah, clank, blah, clank. Donna's ordered some concrete flippers ready for the Turkish holiday. Yeah, the mannequin P. Yes, that's the one. Is that Belgium? Is that in Belgium, the mannequin P? I think it is. Yeah, it's not going to be in Holland because it's French. Um, yeah, trying to remember where all these things are in the world, it gets very complicated. Yeah, so I mean, literally the only sort of cheesy fish tank ornament I got is the Cookie Monster in there. Is literally the only one I've got. Other than that, everything is either natural, like wood and rock, or terracotta at the worst. But yeah, I say people must see these things on the shelf and think, "Oh, that looks really cool. Oh, that'll look great in my tank." And a couple of months, it's going to look absolutely horrible. And if it's hollow, it's just going to be absolutely full of fish poop and probably dead fish where they've got stuck. Oh, yes, Donna is a star. We all love Donna. Oh, mwah for Donna. Oh yeah, my can's empty. I can manage another 10 minutes without a drink. Oh, ow, itch. Buy the concrete flippers. No, Donna's just a star anyway. She's lovely. What the heck is that growing on there? I have no idea. Yeah. And there's still fry food floating around in the Shelly tank. Hi, Donna. Oof. Yeah, definitely got an itch on my leg. No, all right, nothing's bitten me. Hello, my dearie. Good to see you. Nice to see you. To see you nice. Gold. Yeah, don't worry. That's like an 80s game show reference. Don't worry, young people or foreign people. Um, Clown puke gravel is meant for the clown puke fish, glow tetras. Don't know why I hate those fish, because they're a little bit ugly. Um, that's probably like me, you're not a fan of ridiculously bright colours. Uh, um, yeah, that's a guarantee. If you see a second-hand tank for sale, especially in the UK, it'll always have some horrifically coloured gravel in it. It'll have some. I'll say it'll either have a Star Wars type ornament, one of like crash planes or something, or a whole bunch of SpongeBob ornaments, and a bunch of fake plastic plants, and a whole raft of chemicals to add to the water. And then like the cheapest brand of flake food you could find. It's enjoy your time in Turkey, Donna and Andrew, and hate to break it to you, you won't be having any pork pies there, or bacon, or sausages, or black pudding, or pork chops. You have to go on holiday without pork. No, Andrew's not taking Donna. You're taking your mistress, are you, instead? Or is it the other way around and Donna's not taking you? That's probably the more likely one. No, no pork. You just have, yeah, plenty of yummy food in Turkey. Definitely is. Yeah, yeah. Hate to break it to you, it's a Muslim country. Um, yeah, you'd be able to get, yeah, no sausages. I mean, there might be beef or turkey sausages or chicken sausages, but no pork sausages. Yeah, no bacon, no sausages, no pork pies. You won't even be able to have full English. You might be able to get one in Turkey. They call Turkey Hindi. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Beef and lamb meatballs. Yeah, as I said, baklava. It's a fairly sort of Mediterranean-y, Asian-y kind of food culture. Let's just say that certain cultures that have had an empire in the past and are very heavily religiously based tend not to think of other religions too highly. Let's put it that way. I wouldn't be surprised if they called sweetmeats, which we all know what they are, or Rocky Mountain oysters, or well, I wouldn't be surprised if they called them Catholics. Yeah, cakes are to die for. So I mean, you'll come back with diabetes, but and you'll basically be passing pure olive oil for a couple of weeks. But other than that, yeah, food's great. Barbers are pretty good as well, as long as you don't mind someone sticking a flame up your nose and in your ears. Uh, oh, how to stereotype an entire country. They will name their empire after the sort of storage boxes you find at the foot of a bed, and you know, it's like having the Foot Locker empire. Or the airing cupboard empire would probably be the British Empire in that case. Yeah, I can eat two of those four. You can probably guess which the ones I won't eat are. It's the ones that are healthy. I don't do fruit and I don't do gone off milk. Let's put it that way. Well, not unless it's fully gone off, and then I'll eat it because that's cheese. Um, Speaking of which, I made that mistake again this week. Yes, I ate a chunk of gorgonzola, and then about an hour later, I went for a nap. Yes, very strange dreams. Yeah. Don't call it Greek yogurt in Turkey. No, you get crucified. You don't have much European-inspired food here. Yeah, exactly. That's what we did. We went places and we took stuff. We didn't give stuff. No, we went there and we took all the good stuff, and then we left. When we'd taken enough of it, and we were like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we'll give you your independence back." Oh, what's that? You don't have a flag? Here, have this one. You are now ours. It's pretty much how it worked, I think. Um, yeah, if you look at there's a few videos, but there's a visualized one of all the countries that England has invaded over the years. It's kind of scary. Don't know how they lived in Kolkata in summer. I'm not there. How do they survive without AC? Um, they had young Indian boys with palm leaves doing that all day on them. Basically, they had punkawallas. That was actually their job title, and they literally got to stand there and fan the English person all day long. Kolkata, or as we renamed it, Calcutta, because we couldn't, for some reasons, pronounce the Indian version, which has got half the letters. Well, fewer letters. You know, apparently Mumbai is too hard to say as well, so we called that Bombay. Beijing, we decided to call Peking for some reason. The other ones did we just decide we didn't like the way it was named or spelt and changed it? Probably most of them. Siam, we decided to call Burma. Which is why English people do, especially older English people, we do sometimes get confused when people use the correct names for places because we're like, where's that? And then oh, you're right, yeah, I know, I figured it out. Oh, yeah, we were talking about Yugoslavia at work the other day. Alkebulan renamed Africa. Yep. Oh, is that time? Is it? Thank you very much, Sam. Yeah, I think it was about the best they could do at the time. Um, But yes, thank you everyone for being here, for hanging about, and no, not rude. I completely lost track of time. So thank you, well done. But yes, thank you for 2 hours of your time, or however long you've been here, over Sunday, whatever time of day it is where you are. Have a good week. Stay safe. Fuss your furry friends for me, and hug your loved ones. Have a good one. Peace out. Rock on. Bye bye. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Monday suck do 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 do. Monday suck do 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 do. Monday suck do 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 do.